Certainly, I think you'd agree that Col and the Joy Boys have formed an important part of Australia's popular music history. Well, Cole's still hard at it today. He's just been on the road again. He's released a new album called Don't Give Up, which features some Col Joye oldies as well as songs made famous by other artists. So it's a great pleasure to welcome Col Joye to the program this morning. G'day, Col.
Good morning, Frank. How you doing?
Oh, very well, Col. It's good to hear your voice again.
Oh, it's good. It's good to hear it at any time, I guess, because that means you woke up again and you got the whole day ahead of you.
That's right. Yeah, that's that sunny disposition you've always been famous for.
Oh, well, every day's Christmas. Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow, if we get there, it'll come. But today's all we've got, isn't it?
Yeah, you're telling me. Col, you've been globetrotting again, I believe.
Hey, I globetrotted. Yeah, I went to Hamburg for the opening of Dirty Dancing, and I have an advisory role there, in an executive role in over musicians and type of and sound and so forth in the auditoriums.
Oh yeah.
So I did that. That took 3 weeks or a month to get that all together, and they're up and running there, and it's going fantastic. And then I took a holiday because I'd never been to Rome.
Really?
No, but I went through parts of Germany, Rothenburg, the old walled city, and that. And there was a song once upon it that said, "Too much is often worse than too little at one time."
Yeah.
And once I start looking at the age of things, and they talk about 900, but then it goes to 2000 and 2200, like 200 BC, and things, the buildings, and when you get into Rome, you look at the Colosseum and the Forum and the Basilica, and
Yeah.
it's just all. It gets. I think my little brain just wasn't ready for it all, but it was really fantastic.
It's an amazing place, isn't it? The thing that struck me about Rome when I visited there some years back was that the whole city is a museum. I mean, all those fountains are all by Bellini and famous artists and sculptors, and they're hundreds of years old, and they're just parts of the streetscape.
Yeah, they just accept it. But
Incredible.
even in Pompeii, and you're walking on mosaic things that are 2,000 years old. And you're allowed to walk on them.
Oh, no, yeah, amazing, isn't it? And we look at our history here, which is barely 200 years, and it really pulls you up short, doesn't it?
It pulls you up short, but anyway, this is still a fantastic place, and we've got, I don't know, I guess we've got things to learn, but in many ways we're far ahead of other places.
Yeah, I think you're right there, you know. Call a new album, which is terrific, Don't Give Up.
Don't Give Up.
What a good title.
Oh, yeah, I guess it's... I didn't start out with that idea in mind of Don't Give Up, but when I think back, I guess it's a bit of my life in a way. 'Cause not that it's aimed at that, but I've had good days and bad days, and good times and bad times, and I've been rich and I've been poor, and I've been everywhere. But every way, as long as you wake up in the morning, and this is today, and it's a new adventure. I think life's such an incredible adventure. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You just forge on and give it your best shot.
Well, it's certainly been great for you anyway. And I noticed that you've re-released Oh Yeah, Uh-huh on that album.
Yeah.
From 1950. I didn't know it was that long ago, 1959.
Well, that's when it was. That one wasn't recorded in 59 because that's a new new recording of it. But it was 1959 when we had Oh Yeah, Uh-huh, and that was our biggest selling record until Heaven Is My Woman's Love.
Oh, right, yes.
And but when I did re-record it, you'll notice even on the new record, which we put on as a bonus track on this because we got so many requests for it, a lot of people have lost their old Oh Yeah, Uh-huh, and or they're worn out or they're scratched beyond repair. But this one still has a typewriter on it, like the original. So
I was going to ask you about that. I've always been very fond of the typewriter.
Well, I think it does an integral part of the recording. And when we recorded it, the guitar is played by a fellow called Mark Punch, who's a great guitar player. But we've got some great great musicians here in Australia. They'd stand up anywhere in the world.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And Mark went home and said to his dad, who's an avid rock and roller and so forth, anyhow, he said, I played a Col Joye record today. We recorded a song called Oh Yeah, Uh-huh. And his father said, who played the typewriter? And he said, what? He said, who played the typewriter? He said, what are you talking about? It was a record. And he said, no, you've got to have a typewriter on it because the original had a typewriter. So Mark came in with a little typewriter his father dug out of the garage, one of those little fawn ones with the green on it, and a big zipper around, and we set her up, and there we are. She didn't sound the same as the old Remington. It didn't go tick-tick. It goes a little bit more tock-tock.
Yeah.
But it does better than today's computer keyboards, because they don't even make a noise.
No, they don't make a sound at all. Well, that's really that typewriter. That's become part of rock and roll history, hasn't it? It should be in a museum somewhere.
Oh yeah, I've got to see if I can dig it out, because it must be somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's got a hole in the roller, because every time in those typewriters, when the carriage went across, it used to go ding at the end. And ring
That's
it down.
right.
And it always would ding in the wrong place, Frank. So we had to put it against the wall. It didn't ding anymore, but the keys hit all in the one spot, of course. But I guess Festival made enough money out of that record to buy a new roller.
Yes, I reckon they would have. Let's go back a bit, Col. Let's go back to the early days. What was it like being a teenage idol at that stage in Australia?
Well, see, we didn't know really what it was. We didn't know. All we did is we just loved what we did, and the adulation and things that came along. We just thought that's part and parcel of what it was, because when we did our big shows, we still, even when we'd broken with Bye Bye Baby, but we were still working with people like the Conway Twitties and Lloyd Price and Johnny Cash and those people who we revered. I mean, we grew up hearing their music, and suddenly they were here in Australia, and we were working with them, and so in my family, you never got a big head, because all you did is that's what you do for a living, and you do it as good as you can, and that's what it'd be. I was still delivering furniture for my father, because nobody could drive the truck. If the carrier didn't come, he'd ring up and say, "Colin, the carrier hasn't come. You're the only one that's got a license. I've got to get these desks out." So I'd be on television on Saturday night on Bandstand, and I've had a couple of number one records, and Monday morning I'd be carrying desks into somebody's office.
Nothing like that to keep you humble.
Oh, mate, there's no... And the fella trying to book you for parking there, and I say, "Mate, go around the block once, give us a go. I don't know much about this. I'm a new kid at it." And so all those things, yeah. So we never got out of our in front of ourselves. We knew how nobody's any different to others, and we just do what we did, and that's all we've ever done.
The longevity of the Australian rockers from that era is really something to behold, isn't it? I mean, they're still around all the time. Most of the old acts from your day are still playing in the clubs and that kind of thing. So there's still a demand for that kind of music. It's never really died out. Never really,
because songs are the best calendar. Somebody said, "What did you do in 1956?" And you think, 1956, that's a long time ago. But when they play Rock Around the Clock, or songs from that era, you remember what you wore, who your friends were, where you went to school, and what dances you were with, and so forth. It just takes you back to that era. And, of course, since rock and roll really broke, since that 56, 54, 56, 60, and then it sort of changed its direction, and we went through stomp eras, and we went through twist eras, and so forth. But they're all linked to songs, and people can the parents just think, and they say to their kids, "Oh, I used to wear my rope petticoats, and I used to wear have my ponytail and my clinch belts, and the fellas had stovepipe pants and winkle picker shoes," and all the memories come back. And I think we lived through the best part, Frank, because we never used to lock our car. The wire door would always be open, and already you could just pull it open. And the kids today, I think they've got a lot more pressures than we had. And when you tell them about some of those, they say, "Wow, what a good time you had." And we had a good time. It was great. Yeah, I think you're right. I think we had a better time around about that era than as you say, the pressures that are on young people today. It's a lot tougher, isn't it? It's a lot tougher, but we never had a drug problem. No, true. And that has been... there's a couple of things that have changed society, I think, quite markedly. And one is the drugs, and the other one, surprisingly, I think, is television. And I think when television came in, and suddenly we got glued to that, and we got ours from the Waltons van, and it was £1 down and 10 bob a week. Yep. But we got a television set, and I think we were the first in the street, and all the people used to come up to our place, but you didn't talk. And then as the years went on, and now we've gone into the computer system. A lot of people, especially the younger generation, don't get the chance to have conversations with people. They don't switch it off at dinner time and talk around the table. And I think this is an integral part of keeping families together, where you can sort things out, argue things out, laugh and cry and all. That's all part of it. But television, once it goes on, it's an insidious media that chews up material and spits it out. And it's, I'm no different to anybody else. I get onto certain channels and I think, wow, this is so good. There's such a pick of material from around the world. So, but drugs, I think, has been the worst problem, and it's snuck in and hit us beyond the ear when we weren't really prepared for it. We should have learned from overseas, but we didn't. And today's kids, I mean, they have a lot of problems now. We could go to a dance and go home without getting beaten up or robbed for your money, for somebody to go and supply their habit.
Yeah, that's right.
We had the best of it.
Yeah, I think so. Who were your favourite performers when you were growing up, Col? Was there anybody in particular that had an influence on you, on your style?
Elvis Presley had an influence on the world.
Yeah.
Talking to Cliff Richard, talking to Roy Orbison, talking to Johnny Cash, Johnny O'Keefe, Dig Richards. We all tried to copy Elvis.
Yeah. Because
he was suddenly come from left field. It was quite incredible, and I'd never heard music like that. It'd make my hair stand up on the back of my neck, and it was such excitement, and I couldn't understand when I'd play something for somebody, and I say, "Doesn't that make you feel like wow?" And they'd say, "Oh, well, no," and I think, "Oh, geez, I'm on the wrong tram here or something." But, so Presley and them people, like Little Richard, I couldn't sing Little Richard songs because he was a gospel singer. And he was he sung it out, and but I was more towards the Ricky Nelson, the Elvis Presley things, mainly because I never learned to sing, and if you're doing 4 songs or 4 nights a week at dances, my throat would pack up on me if I tried to do those screechies, and but John O'Keefe used to attempt them from time to time, but they weren't my bag. So if you ask me my favourites, they early in the piece, and the Bill Haleys and the Presleys, they were all my heroes.
Yeah, it's interesting when you hear a song for the first time. I'm just going back to the time I went to see the film Blackboard Jungle, and I heard Rock Around the Clock for the first time. And I think I knew, or all of us who were there, my mates and I, we instinctively knew that the world was going to change on this particular song, and that's the way it went.
Isn't it funny you say that?
Yeah.
I've been away, as I say, for 10 weeks, and I came home. 2 nights ago, I got home and I was sitting on the sofa having a drink, and I switched the thing on, and what's on but Glenn Ford and Blackboard.
Oh, right, that's right.
And I said, Dallas, this is where it all began, because I went to that show, because at one stage they had a clip of Bill Haley in it, and we used to try and draw out the shape of the guitar.
Yeah.
Because we never heard a sound like that. And right at the end, on it came again, Blackboard Jungle, and I thought, oh, that's such a big part of my life.
Yeah, that's right. It's one of those defining moments, isn't it?
It's a defining moment, yes. And the show stood up again, even in black and white. After all, it's Sidney Poitier, and I think it was one of his early ones. But
yeah, that's right.
Great, and once again, the memories come flooding back, all because of a song.
That's right. Yeah, isn't that the truth? That happens. That's happened throughout history, I reckon. Col, what are you doing for your next trick?
Oh, my next trick now. I'll be going now to promote this album. I enjoy singing all the songs on it. Sometimes you make an album and you think, well, I could have done it better. And I guess I always think I could have done it better, but I don't know if I could have done this one any better. And the songs are, some of them are cover versions of songs that were hits for other people, and but we've changed them. The Billy Joel thing, I think, is a better version than Billy did. You may be right. And Crazy Little Thing Called Love. I've always loved Good Hearted Woman, the Waylon Jennings song. And so overall, I like it all.
Yeah, great.
And I'll be happy to go around the countryside promoting it.
And there's even a tribute to Crash Craddock there, I noticed.
Oh, what about Crash? I worked with Crash.
Did you?
When he first came out.
Oh, that's right. I remember him coming out here. Yeah.
Billy Crash Craddock is now. And he was out here a couple of years ago and played the clubs. He still looks great, and he still sings great, and he's still a lovely person.
Yeah.
And he came out, the Everly Brothers were on that show, and Don and Phil, we were sitting in the old dressing room, as you call it, at the Sydney Stadium, and they said, "Hey, man, who's this guy Craddock that's billed over us?" And I said, "Mate, when he gets on stage, you'll know why he's billed over everybody."
Really, eh?
Because it was sold on a little video, on a film clip, actually, that came, and Brian Henderson played it on Bandstand. That's what sold it. And Craddock came out for £1,200 a week.
Right.
And he said, "Wow, I didn't know I was this hot."
Yeah, that's right. That was the word at the time, that he was virtually unknown in the States, but a huge name over here.
Yeah, because he had a good look about him. He had that turtleneck sweater, the white sweater, and he did that little dance that they do, and no, he was magnificent.
Wonderful. Lovely memories, Colin. It's been great sharing some of them with you this morning.
Frank, I got a heap of them. Whenever you want a memory, you let me know, and I'll attach it to a song and I'll send it to you.
That's terrific to know. Thank you, Col, very much indeed.
Thanks. Have a good day for the rest of the day, and I'll talk to you another time.
Good on you. Thanks very much,
Thanks,
Col.
Frank.
The great Col Joye.